Vivek sir, what are your plans for Parva release? Will it be a pan-India release or how it is?
See, right now we are just planning to write, shoot, and whenever we think we have done our best, we'll release it. This is not a project which can be done with deadlines in 6 months or 1 year. It will take whatever time it takes. The only thing I can tell you is that we are shooting all 3 parts in one go. It's not that we do one, then second, then third. We'll shoot all of them in one go.
Okay. Sir, this is your first movie, historical movie or mythological movie as a director?
I don't call it historical. I call it eternal story. So
it's not mythology.
Yeah, and it's not mythology. Okay, it's a debate. I think this film, already Parva has answered that, but this work should answer whether Mahabharata is history or mythology.
What are your preparations, sir? What do you think is the most challenging part?
See, making itself is the first challenge, is making itself, you know. But everything is a challenge.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉಬ್ಬಿದ ರಕ್ತನಾಳಗಳ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗೆ ಎವಿಸ್ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇವಲ 30 ನಿಮಿಷದ ಲೇಸರ್ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಹೊಂದಬಹುದು. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವಿವರಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಸಂಪರ್ಕಿಸಿ 8088837300.
For a filmmaker like me, so I don't think.
I think the biggest challenge was to first, consider this to be made into a film, because the kind of films that you see coming up these days, it was, I think, a very big decision on our part to sit down and think that we should be able to do something like Parva for Indian cinema. I think that was the biggest challenge. The first challenge starts from there. And I think bigger challenges will follow, because this is such a wonderfully written work. So it has to be translated correctly on cinema. So everything, right from the writing to the sets to getting the makeup and the costumes and casting the correct actors, everything is going to prove to be a challenge for this film.
And one thing I just want to also, in the same context, I would like to say, these days, see, what happens is, and this is my very humble request to you, because I am a filmmaker, you are from media, but besides that, we are all Bharati and we are human beings. So it's a very humble request to you. See, we are moving in a world where everything is a spectacle. Okay, and bigger, biggest. And therefore, what has happened is, the minute you think of some subject like this, people start talking about how many 100 crores the budget would be, what VFX we'll get, who's the biggest VFX company. And normally we think in terms of VFX and everything. Very honestly, I want to tell you, for last 1 year, I have been living it almost every single day. Not even once the word VFX has occurred before today in my mind. Not even once. Because the text is so compelling. The book of Dr. Slbhyrappa, the characters, the monologues, everything is so compelling that when you say, our biggest challenge is how to present them like human beings and how to make it as real and as life-centric as possible.
Beautiful. See, I'll give you an example. I'm saying it in English so that Vivek ji also gets it. There is a point where Drona explains to Ekalavya why his thumb had to be cut. He says, the problem was, you were a Shabdavedi, and you could locate the prey by the sense of sound itself. But the problem was, the arrows that you shot were sure and swift. That is fine. But my students saw that they were metal tipped. And that is why Bhishma said, you have to do something about this, because if the forest tribes can acquire technology of metal tipped arrows, we will lose the advantage of superior technology. Look at that idea of technology and arrows multiplying themselves in air, traveling like cruise missiles. Okay, that is why the imagination of budget here has to be oriented in a human-centric way. This is about human conflict. And this is not written speculatively. It's done with a lot of research. Actually, I want to say one more thing. And I haven't taken your permission, but I want to say this. See, the Wikipedia describes the Mahabharata as a Hindu epic. It is as silly as calling Oedipus a Christian play. It is senseless. It makes no sense. It is not from a period where you can make such references. Which is why I am saying this is a story of Bharata. It's a story of the human kind. Because as Bharata was everything that is represented in Mahabharata, if you take it as, it's a very large area. There's a soldier who says, for us to go back to our homeland, we have to cross Kandahar, we have to cross and go. That is the kind of sweep of reference it has. So we must treat it as a story of humanity and the follies that we humans make, of the compromises we make with ourselves and with others, how we break and make contracts. So you should see it as that. Really, that doesn't require money. It requires as much money as doing this play, I'm telling you. For a play, that is very expensive. For a film, it's not so expensive. And I'm so happy that he said that thing about VFX. I hope we don't have all that nonsense in the film.
Obviously, okay, I think play has to begin. So in the end, all I can say is that we will try our best, and bless us also, so that we are being able to make this epic, which even you are proud to show it to your grandchildren. So on this note, I think we are ready for the play. Thank you.